part 2 of What to Do, the first day of Sagittarius season, the 10-day forecast. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, Starseed. I don't want to do it, guys. Sorry, I don't want to waste my breath. I am the LILITH reincarnated. In order to catch the whole spiel, go catch another video, my shorts, and my community page. Where are we at? I guess the tower's coming in. I'm not feeling so great right now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Something I said to my daughter, I knew I was going to come back and bring to the camera. I thought it was going to be the first thing, but I forgot it, and now it's the first thing I remember right now. I was talking to my daughter. I was talking about my son going to that thing, and she's like, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of friends, Mom. And to the school dance. And I told her, I was like, it's really hard to be an earth angel. We're different. God created us different. So we don't fit in. The reason we don't fit in is because we don't think like them. So like every day we're not trying to do the things that they're doing. It's like they're all programmed the same. You know what I mean? Their parents, dress them like every other kid and tell them to act like other kids so that they can be like other kids and liked by other kids. I never did that to you. I don't make you be like anyone else. And therefore, you're not like anyone else. You guys are different. And what sets us apart is how we think. We just don't think like them. And therefore, it's like we don't make connections with people. We can see it their way, but they'll never see it like we see it. Because, we can think like them, but as I tried to tell her, I was like, it's small thinking. It's how everybody thinks. They all think real small. And I said something about Joe Bart. I was like, do you see how he thinks different? He can make content forever because he thinks different about what the world is doing, that they think is okay. He questions it. It's like, that's us. We're different. Alright, so then I was listening to Steve's Love Tarot off and on because somebody needed my help, so they was just playing in my ear. They needed my jumper cables is what they needed. The cold season, everybody's battery is dead. I watched so many people buy batteries at Walmart the last 2 days. Really? All kinds of them. They put them in a buggy. They're heavy. So they're just pushing a buggy up with a battery in it. It's very noticeable. And windshield wipers. I need a pair myself. I need both. Thank you very much. Christmas list. Birthday list. That's so fucking adult. Can you throw in four tires? some antifreeze, some windshield wiper fluid, and a fucking ice scraper for the season. That's a real package, dude. That's a dad package. That's something your dad would buy you. That's so me. I'm such a father. My Father who art in heaven, please provide all that I just requested. Anyways, going back to it, he was talking about something like that. He said, to get on your level, they have to have a high IQ. And it sparked what I was saying. I had him on, ×2, so he was going twice as fast. And then I remembered, then he said something else. He was like, they're hurt by what you said, and blah, blah, blah. And I came up in the videos. Now, let me tell you a secret that you didn't know that I'm about to expose. It's like, oh, God, don't make me do it. It was about 11:17 when it happened. God said, you need to extend the olive branch, because they're mad at you, and they're hurt, and they're not going to talk to you unless you do this. It's like, don't make me go on. Just put on a great show saying I wasn't going to. So I tried to extend the olive branch, but thank God the bridge had been burnt down. And it's something like that. It's like, dude, I do what I'm told. I was like, yeah, I've heard this, and I've seen this for 4 days. It's getting old. If we want to change this message, then we have to take action in this message. I asked you, I was like, who's mad at me? Oh, you're mad at me? You're just mad, and I'm the instigator. Welcome to the twin flame journey, my friend. I'll fucking be hating you more than you could ever hate me. You better deal with that. And that's what all this is. Really? Yes. And last night's video, and probably all the videos leading up to it. Ain't this some shit? This is a total change. Do you understand this? I mean, no. For me, not for you. For me. My job is always to just cut them off. 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 Today they're like, go repair some shit. Want me to do what? Do you know what my pride said? I had to fight my pride the whole time. I'm not calling him. I'm not calling him. And then the phone, and then it didn't ring. I was like, see, I feel okay about that. I feel okay about this. In the essence, God tells you to do some stupid shit that you don't want to do. I don't want to do that. You know what that's going to start? Then I was looking, I picked up my cards, and there was the King of Wands. I was like, get out of here. And on the top of it is the fucking Three of Swords. Jeez, that's exactly what he said. He started with the Three of Cups. It's like they're very emotional. They're going through a lot of shit. Well, yeah, I seen that. They said it was a bloodbath. I seen it all in the cards. I just like, I'm not sinking to your emotional level right now, people. You're not gonna fucking rain on my parade. I don't care how rainy it is outside. I'm having a beautiful day. These are your feelings, and you have to deal with them, and you have to take action in them, and that's, you know, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Realistically, yeah, so I want to close this up because, you know, I was sitting there, but also there was some other stuff that needed to be said. So if God's calling you to extend an olive branch, you know, put your pride down and do so. It's not the best feeling. As you can see, it's like, ugh, kind of fucked up my day. I want to do that. I would have rather done laundry with that energy. What are you going to do? Oh, I still have enough to clean out the refrigerator. I gotta do all kinds of shit. I thought I was gonna take a nap all day. I really felt it. I really felt like I was going to. But now it's like 12 o'clock, bro. If I do that, I can't, because I told my kids I'd fucking pick their asses up. So lame. Why did I say that? Really? Yeah. So I gotta do that in like 3 hours. And before I do that, I have to fucking have a fridge full of fucking food for their asses, because they're gonna come home and fucking, you know, do all that. And I got my kid's shoes yesterday, and I gotta take them back and go get another pair, another size up. What fucking 15-year-old wears a fucking, maybe he's an 11 and a half. They didn't have half sizes, so I jumped, because he was in a 10 and a half, so I got him an 11. He's like, they're tight. What the fuck, bro? When does your foot stop growing? I don't know. It's fucking huge. He doesn't look that big. I don't stare at his feet. Does he have, like, clown feet? What the fuck? Anyways, I got him some really cool shoes, and I gotta return those. I'm not really doing shit. I'm heating up the wax so I can fucking do some self-care. I really need to, I don't know, something. So my day is all, damn it. Looks like a Cinderella day to me. Looks like mommy day. Alright, we're gonna put away all this energy, and speaking of which, I had the Kali card that was sitting on my altar that we couldn't get rid of. Let's try to get rid of that, and we'll move on, because I still have an Isis, a whole Egyptian teaching. The Kama of Kali. Alright, Kama is Sanskrit. Write this down in your Sanskrit. Who remembers any of this? They said, actually, that's part of the teaching too. Saraswati taught us, is going to teach us, or help our memory, and all of this stuff. Thank you for that blessing for the next 10 days. Alright, cool. We're going to retain some shit. Is a word that refers to sweet stuff of life, pleasure, emotional fulfillment, and being completely present, so we can experience life through all the senses. That's what I said in my post about Wolfman last night. I'm being challenged to stay present in the feelings. That's what's really difficult. As a runner, and through the divine feminine awakening, you're trying to run from these feelings and the thoughts they provoke, which are just fucking negative. Like, oh God, every time I think about you. Such a fucking trigger to my mind. That's what it is. Do you know what you're going to do with this? Thank God he didn't pick up the phone. God, thank God. You know how brave I had to be to do this? Do you know how fucking brave? My mind is like, oh no, don't activate the mind. Just go looking for trouble. Thanks, God. I have nothing better to do than start trouble in my life. They're actually telling me to stop trouble. It's not my trouble. You have troubles is what they said. They say a friend in need. You're not? Whatever. I'm just doing my service for the next 10 days. I told you I can't say no to what God says, because that's what makes me the priestess. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't think a fucking shadow was coming on Friday. I really felt like I was in such a good place I wouldn't have to. Don't do it. Anyways, and that's what it is too. he's gonna say shit and do shit that's gonna make me want to say, fuck you, bro. And I'm not supposed to do that. Meanwhile, they told me to go dig up bones. What are you doing? Goddess. Kobe Bryant, where are you? What the fuck are you all up to today? So it's not, okay, so let me just go back to this. They're talking about the good stuff, but we go through the good, they fill us with good stuff so we could deal with the bad stuff. And I told you that in my video. I was like, my chakras is going off. There's something. They're going to push it to the surface. They're going to push my limits. They do it every fucking Friday. So it is also reread that. It refers to the sweet stuff in life, pleasure, emotional fulfillment, and being completely present, so we can experience life through all our senses. So it is also sensuality and physical vibrance. Without the quality of kama, like Kama Sutra, our experience of life can be dry, bleak, and intimidating. The joyless existence with simply more tasks to be completed. Yeah, that's what you guys are doing. The rat race is what that is. If we are feeling exhausted, lacking in the qualities of delight and lightness of the heart, then we can become deficient of kama. Sacred pleasure in the realm of the goddess, the enjoyment of life, is the sacred act of devotion, gratitude, and celebration. In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnection. I'm not even reading, guys. I'm just auto-reading right now. What are you doing? I'm visualizing putting up a tree and just getting ornaments for it. Really? Yeah, I gotta download this morning. It's like, go get a tree and clean and make it festive. Are you serious? Yeah. Callie offered me hers off of her desk. She's like, do you want my tree? It's like, no, I need a little bit bigger one. Are you serious? Sorry, I wasn't in the now. I just gotta be honest. Are you here? No, not at all. I'm thinking about a tree and going to the dollar store. I was like, at that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna need more than a small pack of bulbs. I have a couple. I can do this for myself. God says I need to do this. Sometimes, like, when you don't have much and he wants you to buy bath salts or something, he wants you to treat yourself to a good meal. You're like, damn, I really can't do this right now. He said, no, do it. You have to feed your soul. You have to trust in it. So, like, I woke up this morning wanting it. I wanted to put up a tree. So then I was like, I kind of hesitated. I've been hesitating the whole time I've been walking around the building. They're like, there's a bunch of them here, but I have to ask one person, and I just haven't been asking because I've been doing all kinds of shit. And I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. I have no reason to believe it's a no. So then my mind was like, go to the dollar store and get some freaking bulbs for that thing and put some stuff on. Really? Yeah. So even though I'm reading to you, I'm thinking about the delights and light of life, I suppose. That's the example of I can be in two places at once. I'm totally just here acting, but I'm not. It's the dolphin brain. I'm really somewhere else right now. You didn't know that, but I just wanted to tell you. I could have kept going on and then be like, what the fuck did I just say? Happens all the time. Really? Are you in the now? I'm trying. I'm coming back now. Alright. Life can suck without that. If we're feeling exhausted, lacking the qualities of delight and lightness of the heart, and that's what I thought of. As soon as I said that, I thought about the tree. We become deficient in kama and sacred pleasure. In the realm of the goddess, the enjoyment of life is a sacred act of devotion, gratitude, and celebration. Well, that made sense why I was thinking about it. I don't know what I was reading. I was just like, you're just reading. I can do that. And that's why sometimes I'm like, wait, that's not what that said. Because I'm just auto-reading. Really? Yeah. Have you always... No, I don't think I was always like this. I didn't read books. In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnected from our joyfulness. And that's what I said this morning. I was just full of joyfulness. It's as though it's as though it were akin to the bright days of summer, and we are midwinter. That's exactly what I said. I was screaming that I had sunshine on a cloudy day. We're not in winter, but this is the coldest. Nope, the sun's out right now as I look to my back. God's not having it. I love you, God. Shines upon my face. It's the closest thing we're having to winter right now in Colorado. We haven't went into winter yet. Told you we weren't until January. Told you, fuckers. Anyways, nobody listens to me. Wondering how it ever was that we could be frolic about in barely anything, when we now feel the need to cover ourselves with abundant protective layers. This is to be expected during times of intense suffering, when we are dealing with an issue that has elicited grief or anger. Elicited grief or anger. That was all in those cards. We had all the shit cards. We started with the 10 of fucking swords. Then we had the 5 of fucking cups. Then we had, what else was in there? Something else terrible. Can't think right now. I think that wasn't too terrible. But then we pulled the 3 of swords. And that's what I said. The grief of loss and the anger of it. Yet, if we allow our minds to remain open to the possibilities of joyfulness and pleasure, then they can find their way through like the sun breaking through the clouds to bring us comfort. And that's what I said. I looked in my back window and the sun's breaking through. The oracle can indicate not only a more pleasurable way of being as a part of your future, but also an offering of pleasure now, even if you're struggling to ease the strain and make the way easier overall. Accessing pleasure requires embodiment, a connection to the senses and the subtle nuances of feeling and beauty. This goes back to that Taurus. Through embodiment, it's easier to receive healing. It can manifest through the uplifting scent of aromatherapy. And I lit a really cool incense. What is it? I don't really know. Does it smell like? Real sweet? It smells real sweet. I don't know. Something sweet. I don't know what they all are. I just pulled them out. Oops. I didn't like completely burn it. I just put it through the room. Is the warmth of a shower, my favorite thing when they're super hot. Gratitude for a safe and comfortable place to sleep. I am so grateful for, my home. I'm not homeless. I live in a homeless shelter, but I'm grateful for it. I have my own space and everything's great. Sumptuous of warm clothes or a satisfying meal. That's what it is. The only thing I wasn't having was a satisfying meal, but that's okay. And I love when I'm wearing warm, you know what I mean? This is sweater weather. It's so fucking awesome when you can just be all bundled up. The delight in the playful silliness in animals, the nutty sense of humor of a beloved human, the simple appreciation of the flow of breath, or through the openness of being spontaneous occurs in the response to an expansive vista of trees and mountains. Karma is the spiritual practice of presence that leads us to joy, even ecstasy and bliss. It is the juiciness of feeling truly alive. If we have a complicated or confused attitude towards pleasure, the natural need for it can be denied or repressed. When I read that, I got a download. It's like you believe pleasure is in things. You know what I mean? And that goes back to that Taurus placement again. Yet it will not disappear. It will arise in some indulgence, addiction, or particularity in behavior, which creates suffering because it is not the natural expression of the natural need. And that's it. This hotel isn't good enough. This meal wasn't good enough. That wasn't a good enough movie. You expected this to give you pleasure, more pleasure. The sex wasn't good. The date sucked. This sucked. You had an expectation. You didn't just enjoy what you did experience. You were seeking an experience probably based on whatever your expectation is. I can't really say. It's like, this weed sucks. That cake sucked. This sucks. It wasn't as good as... It's just, this isn't, you know what I mean? And not as good as... It's as good as you want it to be. Like I said, I told you this morning, that's exactly what the best feeling was. Those mornings, bro, when it's dark and it's cold and it's warm in your blankets and the alarm goes off and you're like, I don't want to. And you can actually not and just curl up. That is the best. That's what I posted. That is freedom. As an adult, you can't do that. You got to get up and you got to force them up. You can't let them lay there. They can't enjoy that feeling. They're not allowed to. Everybody has to get up. It doesn't matter how good it feels. You can't use up all the hot water in the shower. You know what I mean? You can't drench yourself in Pine Sol. I love it though. It smells so good. You can't. It's just, fuck. The good things. That's what I said. It was like, you're too extravagant for me. I like just the the sun upon my face, warm clothes, a good meal, a great sleep, a cuddle, a funny laugh, the animals, a stream. Fuck. So simple. To be able to just breathe. That's what gives you that feeling of ecstasy, is just feeling good. For no fucking reason, bro. Things are just good. You feel good. How do you get there? You deal with the things that don't feel good as soon as they arise, so you can go back to feeling good. You're like, oh no, I'm going to get a headache. You know what I mean? Let me take a pill. Or it's like, you try to avoid, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants a headache, but we all get them. And then you just have to care for yourself. You have to do, you know what I mean, self-love when you get a headache. It's the same thing. It's like, I don't want to think of this person. They give me a fucking headache. I think someone's at my door. Hold on a second. I think they're fixing my lock. You're fine. Don't be nosy. Okay. I'm hearing shit. But they needed to fix my lock. Really? No more locked doors. No, just kidding. I couldn't get in my door. That's a pain in my butt. Wasted a lot of time. They were doing room checks, though, so I just had to keep running around them to keep opening my door. I don't know. You're looking for that. I know that. I used to not feel good in my skin. I didn't feel good in my clothes. I didn't feel good in my house. I didn't feel good doing stuff. I was just jumping from one thing to another just to get shit done. And that's what I said. I mean, I had what looked like a good life, but I didn't have happiness or joy or connection. You know what I mean? Those kind of moments with my kids. No, bro. I was screaming at them to hurry up and get... No, I learned later to get up before them. But, it was all about, just doing. Everybody's got to do, and we just do what we're supposed to do. There was no time for play. There was no time for rest. There was no time for anything. Closeness, nothing. There was no time for nothing. You know what I mean? There was no time to stay in the present. It was always about what was next. And I need to get that done because I got so much more to do. The Kali of Kama helps us to reconnect to our need for pleasure and its healthy expression. Mostly, dude, especially if you're older, all you need is some fucking rest. That is the biggest thing you're denied. If you could just rest, you could bring your mind to rest. During that time, all kinds of outside forces are working on your body. And that's what I thought I would do, is just kind of rest. But I still have plenty of energy surging through my body to keep it going. But a rest is just so important, because that feeling this morning, it's like, damn, I want to crawl back into that feeling. That was the best. I can black out that room, turn it up, I turn the fan on, and fucking the heater. Oh man, it's the best. And my dog will curl up next to me. Sounds like a great day. Really? Yeah, dude, little things. The Oracle speaks of a gift entertaining your life from the will of the goddess. It is the invitation to relax and receive. Sometimes we may unconsciously attribute divine will with intentions to demand more and more of us. Yet divine will has our best interests at heart. When we need to develop strength, it will certainly provide the experiences necessary for us to do so. But it also provides sweetness and pleasure which can embrace or not, using our free will. The Oracle speaks of a need to embrace pleasure and the many gifts of the goddess. This is not an indulgence. It can actually help you make progress on your spiritual path. To be able to embrace joyfulness is a gift. It provides us with the relief and the release when the path has been truly difficult. In order for me to exude joy, I have to have it. You can't just be fake out there for 8 hours a day, you know what I mean, smiling and waving. You could. I feel like that would hurt your fucking face. You have to have it in you to give it out. But I've given out a lot of joy, and now I just need to rest and, recharge my joyfulness. And that was it. Just, I'm grateful to be out, and I'm grateful to be in. It is the summer to the soul's winter. To grow, we need both. The Kali Kama is a message that we should not discard our need for pleasure. So much as what society promotes as pleasure is little more than disembodied escapism that creates further suffering rather than healing. And that's it. You think a vacation is pleasure. You think all of these extravagances is pleasure. It creates more suffering because it's costing you. And when you get there, you know what I mean? You have all these plans and this and that. You're not resting or just staying in the present. You're just trying to occupy it with more, with something better. That's Russ, always running around. The natural and... Oh, God, don't get me started on his song. Jeez, oh, fuck. You turned me totally black, bro. I literally went black. My book in my head fell and my eyes closed and it all went black. Everything goes dark when I think of you, Russ. Let me breathe. How am I so psychic? I'm not. You're so fucking predictable. After I made that video about him, you know what I mean, being bipolar and his message, he comes out and pushes it even harder. Saying he was going to start fucking internet hate campaigns based on this song, talking about you don't know shit, bitch, and you ain't shit, bitch, and you ain't never had to make no fucking decisions in your life, bitch. Bitch, I don't have to defend the fact that there's nothing, you stand on nothing. You are shadow boxing, and you're going to start a fight on the internet exactly like we said, for the emotional fucking, you like the emotional rise. You run your mouth, but nothing comes out. Marshall Mathers could have destroyed you 2.5 years ago, and I asked him to do so that we could stop this, but it wasn't his battle, and I felt that that was weak to go running to my man to ask him to handle my problems. But it would take no rapper's time to shut you fucking up. I want to ask Marshall from the bottom of my heart to just do it. Can you please just do it? But I know that's wrong. To ask you to use your powers to destroy someone that bothers me. You have the power to shut him up. Just drop his name in one song and they will dude, the internet, your stans will attack him forever and he will disappear wearing fucking lipstick and fucking dresses like Machine Gun Kelly. And we would never have to hear from him ever again in our entire lives. I would almost sacrifice my soul for that. I would give myself to you, Marshall, to do that. Why? It's just so I wouldn't have to do this every Friday for the rest of my life. He wants to hear me talk. He wants the rise out of me. But if he got the rise out of the wrong fucking person, he would never do this again. He has gotten away with this forever. And it's like, you know, it's so tempting. The darkness, it's like, somebody's going to have to teach you a fucking lesson. And I always feel like it's me. But right now, it's like, man, I really, really know who could really fuck. I mean, Logic could fuck you up lyrically. All of them could. It takes no fucking effort for any of us to lyrically fuck you up. You fucking mentally ill fucking douchebag. But then you're going to be on that 1-800 fucking calling the suicide line. Because you're not mentally capable. Fucking Kanye could get under your skin. Justin Bieber at this point. I feel like I'm rallying a fucking army against you, bro. I have so had it with your fucking pathetic I'm something when you're fucking nothing. God's gonna get you if I don't. And I'm gonna leave it to God. And God's people are gonna eat you up, bro. Because they know you're a fucking lie. The fucking devil is a fucking lie. Okay. Hold on. I need Jesus in my heart. I went totally black, bro. Once you go black, you never go back. Shut up, bro. That's not funny. I see my spirit guides now. I ain't seen you guys in a minute. Ugh. Knew you weren't far, Kobe. I felt the rise right there. That's the Empress. That's the Queen of Swords. Don't rise. Give the orders. You don't have to fight this battle. Give the orders. That's what the Empress does. She doesn't fight the battle. She gives the fucking orders. The only one that supports that shit is gay-ass Busta Rhymes. He really likes to bust your rhymes. Coming out here all the time since the beginning. Every fucking rapper comes out here all the time acting like they're fucking hard. You are the weakest motherfucker I have ever seen in my entire existence. As a human being, not even as a man. As an absolute fucking human being. Mentally, emotionally, physically flabby. You're fucking spiritually pathetic. I'm just standing here with the whole fucking dark army in front of me, like they're white. The whole universe is watching me at this moment. What are you gonna do with this one? I'm walking off the battlefield. Get him. I'm not fighting this one anymore. Let his shadows consume him. Alright, and we're out. Because if I fight you, they're not going to come and fight you after I fought you. No, she got him. Leave him alone. He's already hurt from her attack. No. You get him. I'm done fighting this one. I wash my hands of the blood of this man. Speaking of which... I'm not sinking to your darkness with you, bro. I will leave you in the darkness to die. I wash my hands of Lucifer and rest. I release him to the darkness. Okay, let's go back to the joy of life. Fuck. That was a good one. And the crowd goes well. The karma of Kali is genuine healing. That is how we recognize sacred pleasure. Through its effects, it has a far-reaching positive consequence and leads to more energy, commitment, and discipline as a natural response to the alleviation of excess pleasure. This teaching is not about becoming hedonistic. I don't know what that word is. Or pursuing pleasure at any cost, without wisdom or benefit. Instead, the oracle asks us to engage with pleasure as an act of worshiping the goddess. When divine worship is genuine, it doesn't add to the suffering of the world, but it aids relief. To understand this, we can give up the notion as selfish and begin to associate it with sacred. This oracle brings comfort. It speaks of the forthcoming grace of pleasure in your life and your capacity to truly be with it as an act of blissful divine devotion. That's what they said. That was a pure example of what it said in the Bible. The enemy has come to steal your peace. He's come to steal your joy. There are people in your life that literally the very thought of them rips your fucking soul out, bro. They are an absolute fucking party pooper. A super downer. Wash your hands of them and give them back to God. He's not my problem. He's the internet's problem. And let the internet have him. Really? Oh yeah. I wish I could block them, but it's not even like I watch them. It's like God makes me look at them, so it's not even real to block them. It's like God makes me go and see them. so that I can face these real life feelings and have the self-discipline to just pity them, I suppose, instead of, all of that. Anyways, invocation. Reflect for a moment on your most pleasurable experiences and awaken joy and gratitude in your heart. Let that feel good. That was just this morning. I had a joyful morning. I still feel good. Really? Yeah. I still feel good. I mean, and the sun is breaking through the clouds, which is cool. I mean, I still have time to rest. I feel great. And there's no rush to anything. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to work tomorrow. So I could just enjoy this and not rush to do laundry or anything that I thought I needed to hurry up and do. I do start another new job on Sunday. I'll work Sunday and Monday, and then I have Tuesday off. But Monday I also have an appointment with housing. And then Tuesday I think I have it off. But I also think I signed up for work, so I'm not sure what's going on. But it'll probably be, if I work Monday, then I'll have to reflect Tuesday. And that's kind of how it was. And then my next schedule, they had me literally for 7 days after that. Well, until my birthday. And we got to work that out, because otherwise that can't make sense. No, it was after Thanksgiving. I'll work Wednesday, and then I get Thanksgiving off. And then I'll work supposedly Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the way through the week. But they did this weird schedule on Sunday, so I think I'll get Sunday off. Yeah, and that's what I tried to explain to you in an earlier video, is you can't just keep going and going, bro. You got to take some time to reflect. But at the same time, you can't just sit around doing nothing and not taking any action. The days and the energies, push that. Now that I told you all that, I don't know the days of those weeks. Let's look at the date of the week. I don't have a calendar. Loser. But the 10-day forecast said that we would have exceptional days on the 24th, right? The 27th. So the 24th would be Monday. The 27th, again, so I work on Monday. The 27th, and I do housing on Monday. I sign up for housing. I have my appointment. Which is my daughter's birthday and Thanksgiving, and nobody's supposed to work, and I should be able to have money to do good things. We should have a good meal and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I'll break the fast or what's going on. I'm not sure. We'll see how my energy levels go. I can't physically throw myself out, and that's why he's taking time with all of this. I don't believe so. I don't think I will, but maybe, because that's the only thing I'm lacking in my life is a good meal. And then they said the 27th, the 28th, which is Friday, and the 29th, which is Saturday. They said were fortunate days. And then my birthday is Sunday, and that's always a good day. And then Monday starts a new portal. So it's looking good. Really? Yeah. Gazing at the oracle image, the lotus is the symbol of divine beauty and the pleasure that this brings. Excuse me, I got a hiccup because I didn't speak. Yesterday I spoke about men and having their first baptism. I was like, you know what I mean? It's like, being a lotus in the water. I spoke of this reference. Allow it to represent whatever you need at the moment, even if you don't consciously know what it could be. Be open and simply allow for a sensation of your heart to be filled with such sweetness and delight that it causes a purging of old energies and an expansive sensation of floating. I got a lot of downloads of what I needed to do right there. What do I need from this new moon? What do I need? Strength to overcome my fears. There's a lot of things happening that I'm fearful of. The housing I'm fearful of. All this change. There's so much going on. I'm fearful of, you know what I mean? Whatever's going on with me and Wolfman, where this goes. I'm fearful of the unknown. And it's funny because Steve's Love Tarot said in the beginning, is like the masculine energy needs to learn how to be comfortable in the unknown. And that's really what it is. But, I just need strength to overcome my fears. And that's why I'm being asked to fast. Because there's so much going on that I'd be freaking out. My mind would start freaking. It's not. And that's because it's my spirit that's keeping it alive right now. But, I'm scared about my housing. Meaning what? I don't know. It all happening too fast. I'm scared about, doing all this work with Wolfman for nothing and getting backstabbed a fucking again. for it being for nothing. And then all of a sudden they said, go reach out to fucking Bobby and try to mend that. I'm scared of that. Where's that going to go? I'm in the middle of a lot of things. You know what I mean? I have new jobs. I'm working a lot of hours, and I'm scared, also my body giving out. Realistically, yeah, I'm running off of liquids, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to just, collapse. That happened, I have fears. Real life fears. Real life fears, bro. Just simple stuff. And so I'm just asking God for strength to, make it through this transition of goodness. It's all good shit, whatever's happening. It's just my mind be freaking out, and it gets in my way. Really? Yeah. So be open and simply allow for the sensation of your heart to be filled with such sweetness and delight that it causes a purging of old energies and an expansive sensation of floating, freedom, and love. Let your heart rest in this beauty now. Let your soul relax. And that's what I told you. As soon as I make up my mind, they change it. Why? Because they want you to be able to be fluid like that. To be able to open and close doors. To be able to turn to go from your masculine to your feminine. To be able to be protective but giving. Have boundaries but no walls. That's a good one. Write that down. Boundaries but no walls. You know what I mean? Be an iron fist with a velvet glove. It's balancing. It's harnessing so much energy. I sound like such a guru, don't I? I'm in my guru status, obviously in the Cali. Going back to Cali. Anyways, let's see. Let's move on. Be open and simply allow, blah, blah, blah. Let your heart rest in this beauty and let your soul relax. You may like to say, repeat the mantra of the goddess Kali and the goddess Lakshmi to seal these gifts and goodness and allow them to, there's so much right here, to multiply in your life for spiritual benefit of all beings. Yesterday we spoke of a sisterhood energy, and then we also there's so much sisterhood, there's so much divine feminine energy, so much positive goddess energy upon us right now. Realistically, yeah. Well, Kali and Lakshmi, and then you go to Saraswati. I'm going to bring all of that. Lakshmi doesn't have a card, but I can bring all of this goddess energy. It's all Empress fucking energy, bro. Then you brought in Isis and Mayat. That was huge. So it's like it's like the Seven Sisters, bro. Shut the fuck up. It's the Palladians. Really? Mm-hmm. Yup. That's what's happening right now. The integration. Lovely. We should pay attention to what the Palladians are doing up there. I need to pull out my book. That's what I'm seeing, is there's so much overlapping, loving feminine energy. It's not like we have all these dark goddesses above us on a Friday. We have all these light goddesses above us on a Friday. And this is the time when the gods come. This is when the fight between Set and Osiris ends. This is like the Cain and Abel, and I've been making all kinds of references. Or Loki and fucking, Baldur. Whatever. And that's what they asked us to do, is to put down the fight, put down the sword. Reconciliation. Come to peace. Really? Mm-hmm. So I did it. Let's extend the olive branch. Somebody has to be the bigger person to hear the calling. And what does that mean? You've got to be able to put your pride down, because they can't. Because what's being said in all those messages, bro? Who's the bigger person? Who can put their pride down? I'm looking at Wolfman. Ha! I'll always beat you in this subject. You have 5 months to learn how to take off a lot and put on a lot. It can happen, especially since you said you were traveling. That's how I do a lot of my meditation. And that's it, going through sacred lands and activations. Keep yourself clean, bro. Stay off the drugs and the alcohol. And, try to break some of those patterns in the women, bro, so you can clean out your chakras and let this really happen. It doesn't matter where it's happening, you know what I mean? It happens when you focus on just being fluid in your thoughts. Laughing with yourself and crying with yourself and understanding why you're angry. You're going to be on the road for hours and hours. That's exactly how it happens. Going on road trips, You're stuck with nothing but thoughts and feelings, bro. The music dies out after a while. Really? Yeah. Most of my guys listen to me on the road. Do you know that? Yup. What else do you listen to? Anyways, moving on. I'm not gonna do this. Why? Because it's like so long. I'll let you take a picture of it and you can sound it out. You could actually just look it up. It's the Kali mantra. Om Cream Kala. Dude, I don't do it. They do it for me. I'll send you one. Finish with your hands in prayer. You have 197. You have completed your process, your healing process. Pleasure, bro. It's not always sensual, and that's what Wolfman brought up with the fucking Taurus and Venus. It's not about sensual, physical, you know what I mean? All of that. It's about joyful things. Yesterday, somebody brought this little dog. You know how many fucking people bring their dogs to Walmart? Oh my god. It's not even real. I watched it. This one had a puppy. I guess it was probably some kind of bulldog, but it was all gray, and it even had the little gray eyes, and it was a puppy, and he had all the wrinkles. And then let me touch him. I was like, man, this is the best part of my week. Thank you so much for sharing your joyfulness with me. Just that, dude, that feeling. Some people get it from holding babies and stuff. Man, he was so squishy-wishy. Those are the joyful feelings, bro. I do that with my dog. Dude, my dog. Jeez. Talk about joyful. That's it. The smell of, you know what I mean? Of clean, bleach sheets, clean bleach sheets. I love that. That's why I like hotels. I love that. Just all that good stuff. A hot shower and then putting on cozy clothes after. And there's some things, the little things in life that we are gifted with. You're looking for big things to give you that same sensation, but they really won't. You're not going to get that same sensation getting an award, like getting an Oscar or an Emmy or a fucking Grammy or any of that shit. That's not the same feeling of joy. That's an excitement for sure, but that's not joy. That's an overwhelmness. That's overwhelmed with partial disbelief and mostly just release. Like, first you weren't sure if you were going to get it, and now you can breathe because you finally got it. It's more like, an accolade. It's not about joy. You can't look over at your Grammy every day and it gives you joy. But you could crawl in your bed every night and stretch your fucking toes and feel joyful, bro, after a long day. I can get in the shower right now and feel super joyful, even if I'm only there for 2 minutes. Sometimes, and that's why I'm such a waste of water, it'll be boiling. How long do you think I could sit in there for? I'll be in there for hours. It took me 15 minutes to fucking fill it up with a bunch of shit. Then I sit in it for like 3 minutes and I'm done. Hey, I just want to tell you the energy's really bad. As much as it's good, it's very bad. The fucking fire trucks and ambulance have been at least twice this morning, once last night. All kinds of shit. Weird shit. What happened? I don't know. I was in the car waiting for my kids because I have to heat it up before they come down. And somebody got stuck in the elevator and they panicked and passed out. And then when I was coming in from after dropping the kids, somebody fell down the cement stairs. And then you can hear there's been nothing but sirens all day. It's a really kind of gloomy day. They said it would be, equally dark. And that's because it's the end. At the end of a war, right, there's those that don't hear it. It's like Juneteenth. They don't hear it. You know what I mean? They didn't get the call to pull back. They're still out there killing. It's like, stop. We said stop. Put your hands in the air. We said stop. We said stop. And then they get shot. Realistically, they didn't hear the calling to stop. And that's what it is. God tries to get you, save you. Dude, he'll tell you, he'll give you a gut feeling that today's a bad day and something bad's going to happen to you. He tells you when not to go. That's your spirits. You're just not listening, bro. And that's it, too. It's like, God don't want me outside. He told me today he didn't want me going nowhere, really. I figure later, because I have to. And I'll just sit here until later and we'll go together as a family and do all this shit. And that's what I bitch at them a lot, too. Why I gotta go run around and do all this shit? Why can't we do it as a family? Why am I shopping for you? It's your food. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's like, I don't mind doing it, but they're old enough to where they're not little. They're not incompetent. They can go to the store, and they do. My daughter picks her own cart, and I'll meet you. Go do your shopping. That way she's, you know what I mean? She knows how to do stuff like that. To run no cards or nothing like that and pay. They hate when I tell them to go pay for gas or some shit. They don't like, well, my daughter will do it. My son don't like to talk to fucking nobody. We talked about that. Fucking cancer is all reserved and shit. He sticks to himself. But, life is, you're supposed to have some good moments. And as I said that, all God really told me to do is just do that little stuff. And if I get a tree, what'll happen? He'll start putting presents under it. Really? True story. I asked my son, too, this morning before he got out of the car. I was like, you know, guys, Christmas is coming. I need you guys to start thinking about it. And they're like, well, I was like, keep in mind, if you guys get electronics, we can't get much more because electronics are expensive. They're like, what's our budget? I was like, I think about $300 each is what God's telling me. And I told him, I was like, are you going to want, my son told me he wanted a computer. I was like, do you want a laptop or you want an actual game system, like a computer for your room? Will you need another one? Like, I told her that, and I was like, I asked my daughter, she's like, I want a Nintendo Switch. I was like, that's different. She's never asked me for something like that. It's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, tell me. And, and right away I put the expectation, and it's like, we got to cap and gown this shit. Realistically, yeah. You're like, you're going to spend $600 on Christmas? How much are you guys going to spend? I haven't spent money on my kids. I really can't. I really haven't been in a position, and that's the whole reason I manifest jobs, so that I could. I'm not like the other parents right now that are signing up for all of these Christmas donations. I assume that they'll get something from here. My daughter had herself signed up to something for the school, but I'm not doing that. I'm not looking for handouts. I asked God for a job so I could I could do this for my children. I asked him for the pride to be able to do this. So realistically, that's not a lot of money, bro. If you've ever gone school shopping, that's how much it costs. It costs about $300 to get them ready for school. That's not including the fucking, what do they call them? The supplies. That's just a new wardrobe. A backpack. Those things, dude, I don't know if you know it, dude. They're like $35 to fucking $65, depending on what kind of backpack. Or even more if they want a designer one. They need shoes. Right? They're going to need new shirts. They need new clothes, dude. Clothes aren't cheap. It costs about $300 every year to send each of them to school. How you pull that off? Layaway. Burlington Coat Factory, people. Really? If you want to know all my secrets, yeah. For sure. Can't do shit like that, bro. Realistically. And now they have all of these payment plans that you can do, 4 payments. You can do that shit with Walmart, all kinds of cool things where you can do these, like, payment things, 4 payments of this, that, and the other. Back then, they couldn't. You had to, I had a lot of pride, bro. I had to do it, and I had to do it well. And that involved a lot of hard work on my side. So anyways, I don't know. There was a lot in that video. I'm looking at everything we just talked about. There's a lot of divine feminine energy that's pushing you to, to be in the light. But to get there, you'll see you have to deal with all the dark feelings to get there. And that's what this whole thing is. We're going through an amazing awakening. It always happens. It's not one and done. They're just stages of... I'm seeing like a roller coaster. It's like, it's not just one loop. You don't just climb and fall. And it doesn't stop. You're like, there's always twists and turns to it. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes it just feels like a fucking rocket ship. You're just strapped to a fucking car seat, screaming and crying, and they're turning up the music. You have no idea where your life is going. It's just going so fucking fast. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not crying or anything, but it's going. It's going a little fast. Like, things are taking off a little fast. Sometimes, you know what I mean, you're not going anywhere, and you're still strapped in your car seat, sitting on the side of the road, crying. For those of you that haven't felt this movement, it's because you haven't started your engine by, you know, cleaning out your closet and letting things start moving. You know which things are holding you back. I point that out all the time. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you to leave the things that are no longer serving you. They're no longer helpful to you, bro. You gotta move on. As far as that, yeah, and I don't know. if you're that 1 in 8.2 billion people that are I'm sure you're not. Most of us are being called to apologize or reach out the olive branch or something. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know. Am I supposed to apologize for something? Probably. I will. If you're going to tell me that something I did hurt your feelings, then I'm probably going to apologize for it because I didn't know it hurt your feelings. Realistically, I mean, it's like, how did you not know? I don't know. I do all kinds of shit. Nobody says shit about what I do. I mean, everybody's feelings are hurt about everything I do. Realistically, which one hurt your feelings more? You want to talk about why your feelings are hurt? Is it something I did or said, or you're just going through a lot right now and I'm making it worse? Whatever, we can talk about your feelings. As long as it's not fucking fake. And yeah, that's all we're doing around here. So lame. Really? Yep. Thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings. That's the Divine Feminine. I hope you have a joyful day. I hope you find some joy in today. I gotta get off here right away and go find me that Christmas tree. Really? Yeah, it's gonna make me excited. It's waiting for me. They already told me. They wouldn't have told me to go after something that wasn't mine. That's what a vision is, you know? You wanna see? Watch. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna post it. Love you, Slaters. Bye-bye now.